Capitalism, something we are all a victim to, especially those of us who play games like Dreamlight Valley. So I think it's really important to note that at this point, Dreamlight Valley is on sale, but it is a free-to-play game. Right now it's in early access, and in order to get it in its early access beta state, you do have to pay for it. If you pay for it, you do get some trivial aesthetic gifts that you can get in the game, but I don't think they are worth their price. If you can't afford it or you don't want to waste some money, the first thing I will say is do not get this game until it is free. So to give you the short story, in fact, to make the short story even shorter, Dreamlight Valley is Disney's version of Animal Crossing, and that is all you basically need to know. The game runs in an extremely similar way. You have a dirty rundown house and you have to fix it up and make it look pretty. You have a rundown town and you've got to help all of the villagers and make their houses look pretty and do nice things for them. You have to forage for things and craft things. The game even has a system of collecting something called Dreamlight, which is basically the exact same thing as Nook Miles in Animal Crossing. Although Dreamlight Valley takes a lot of elements from Animal Crossing, it is very, very unique in its own way and actually tackles some of the issues that Animal Crossing has. One of the main issues with Animal Crossing is building things and moving things. It's quite clunky, whereas in Dreamlight Valley, you can literally pick up anything and move it anywhere, whenever you like, wherever you like. This tree, I can just pick it up right here and I can just plop it down here for no reason. This house, I can move it around, I can rotate it anywhere. You can literally do whatever you like. This kind of customization is not really seen before in these kinds of games in this kind of way. In Dreamlight Valley, it does feel very overpowered, but in a good way. I genuinely feel like I enjoy building the town and making it look nice. Another way Dreamlight Valley is better than Animal Crossing is the bulk crafting. That's right, you can craft many different things at the same time. Something that I know a lot of Animal Crossing fans would love to hear. There are also some random quality of life aspects of this game that don't exist in other life simulation games like Animal Crossing, which just make it really, really easy to play. For example, when you go on the map screen, if you're looking for a specific villager, let's say Mickey, you can click on him and you can actually get a trail which leads to him, which is incredibly useful. Although I will say the characters in this game are very, very robotic and creepy looking. Now, I will say this game definitely reminds me of Farmville. Do you remember that Facebook game? It definitely has a freemium mobile app vibe, and that is because it has you do very freemium things. You know those mobile app games where you have to like renovate a rundown house and it's got all these different currencies and microtransactions? Like Disney Dreamlight Valley does give me those vibes. In fact, even the way the game looks, it does look very, very mobile appy. Is it the oversimplification of the graphics? Is it the way your character moves around? I think it's a bit of everything. Disney Dreamlight Valley is made by Gameloft, who are known for making mobile app games, so no surprise there. But because of that, it does feel like a mobile app game experience just put on the big screen. But I don't want you to think that I think Disney Dreamlight Valley is all doom and gloom, because it is not all doom and gloom. One thing that I do appreciate about this game is the different quests that you can do, and the fact that you can have different quests at the exact same time. Most of the quests relate to building up friendships with the different characters, and in order to unlock different characters, you do have to get Dreamlight. With that Dreamlight, you can unlock a magical door which takes you to their world, and then when you're in their world, you do different quests for them and get them to come back to you in your village. Building up friendships with different characters has different effects, usually relating to doing things like mining, crafting, foraging, etc. You can also unlock special furniture and things. And on that note, one thing that is very great about Disney Dreamlight Valley is the themes. Obviously, it has a Disney skin on it, therefore there is a lot of Disney stuff from all of the different Disney worlds. Scrooge has a shop where you can buy furniture, by the way, which is basically the Nook shop in Animal Crossing. All of the early on stuff you buy, as you can see, is very, very basic and doesn't match any Disney theme. In order to get the more Disney stuff, a lot of it you do have to unlock it, or a lot of it is very expensive. Also, I have a very, very, very strong feeling that they are going to add more of the Disney World themed stuff as microtransactions, so you will probably have to pay real money for them, because at the end of the day, the people who make this game have mouths to feed. They've got to make money, do you know what I mean? And how do you make money on a game like this? You upsell all of the really nice cute things using real money. So I am very, very much convinced that is what's going to happen, but I wouldn't let that take the enjoyment from the game from you, because I genuinely believe this will be a good game without spending any money on anything. In terms of the outfits, it does come with a lot of stuff. It is completely gender neutral, so you can just like wear anything. It contains religious things and things from different cultures if you would like that. A lot of the clothing items you can buy from the store or you unlock as you go along. As with the furniture, I have a very strong feeling that they are going to be very microtransaction-y, but that's just my opinion and speculation for the future. One cool thing is you can actually create your character's own clothing and customize it too. So right now I'm customizing a t-shirt. You can change the color, for example. You can also layer different things on it. So if I want to layer a sticker, let's do a goofy sticker. As you can see, you can just place it anywhere on the top, size it up or down, rotate it. Not only that, you can also customize your house. As you can see, my house is literally traumatizing because I have not even bothered to make it look nice. I mean, what am I even talking about? Look at this draping over the wall. Isn't that really, really attractive? Look at those cobwebs in the chandelier. Absolutely lovely. But yeah, it is fully customizable. It's really, really easy to place things around and move things around. And by the way, you can place basically anything anywhere. If I wanted to place a celestial bed right here next to my garden patch, looks like I can. And look at that, we're chilling. Oh my God, is he on his smartphone? Because you can customize it so much, I will say this game does feel very immersive and it is fun designing the world. Now, one thing I will say is that when you're playing the game, it syncs with real time, which means that if you only have time to play this game after work in the evening, you will constantly be playing in nighttime, which is very, very frustrating. I do hope that they give you a toggle in the future or some kind of patch. Unfortunately, if you do change your computer time in order to tackle that, it does get very, very glitchy. So that's just a warning. On the subjects of glitches, we may as well talk about the amount of glitches that are in this. As I said before, it is in beta stage right now, which means they're still testing things. They're still working on things. The game is not in its final state. Therefore, I think it's important to note that if you buy it early for the price that it's priced at, which in my opinion is extremely expensive, you will experience a lot of glitches. In fact, just a minute ago, I was having a glitch with the Wally quest where you have to collect a certain type of gem. And even though I collected literally like 8 of them and the quest only required 2, it didn't log that I had any and I couldn't progress. So I had to restart the game and it was really annoying. There are other game breaking glitches as well that are happening that people are noting, and Disney are aware of these. Obviously, the whole point of beta testing is to have the players test the game before it's finally released. So there's no surprise there. If you do get this game free to play release, then that is at your own risk. So what is my final verdicts? In terms of game design, I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. And that's because although the graphics are not bad, I don't really think they're good enough, especially seeming that it is a game that's primarily for PCs and consoles. It should be a lot more beautiful, especially now that even games like Witcher 3 are playable on the Switch. There is absolutely no excuse for an ugly game in 2022 onwards. I personally would have loved to have seen a style that was more reminiscent of Kingdom Hearts. I do feel like they could have definitely upped the graphical abilities of this game. Obviously, as it is made by a mobile app developer, I'm not sure if the developers are really experienced in making console and PC games, which may be the reason why. I have also experienced some random shading issues with my character, and I have also experienced some random drops in frame rates now again for absolutely no reason, making the game look a little bit worse, but like it's not terrible. In terms of playability, what I mean by that is, does it have a lot of glitches and bugs? Is it ever frustrating for the wrong reasons? So for playability, I am giving it a 6 out of 10. Obviously that is expected though, because it is still in pre-release state, which means that it does have a lot of bugs and glitches that can break the game. These bugs and glitches are not happening like all the time. Like, I've been playing the game for hours and I can enjoy it completely fine, but there is still definitely a lot of work to be done. And not just in terms of bugs and glitches, but also playability in terms of just making the game a little bit less tedious. There are some quests which make you feel like you really need to do a hard grind in order to complete them, which just isn't that fun. There is a quest, I won't go over spoilers, but there's a quest that gets you to gather 100 of a certain item, and it is literally traumatizing because it takes so long just to get like one of those things. So to get 100 of them is a nightmare. There are also times where you may need something for a quest, but you've already farmed everything in your area, or you've already cleared everything and you've got to wait the next day in order to complete it, which can be a little bit frustrating. In terms of fun, one, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Disney Dreamlight Valley takes a familiar concept from games like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, The Sims, and they put it in a way that's a lot more streamlined. It makes a lot more sense and it's a lot easier and more fun to play, especially when it comes to customization, because there is a lot. And of course, as they develop the game more, they'll introduce more and more Disney worlds, more and more Disney characters. Although the list of Disney worlds and characters is not infinite, it certainly does feel infinite. I am very much convinced that all of these doors, which technically you can't use yet, will be usable soon. And even when all of these doors are finally opened and they've added all the different rounds, I'm sure they'll add even more. In terms of value for money, I am giving it a 2 out of 10. I am actually very surprised that it's priced at the price point it is for a beta game, especially when it comes with like the complete deluxe editions, which come with extra stuff, but it's not really that much bonus stuff, especially to justify the prices that they're being sold for. Obviously, it's up to you to decide whether or not you can afford to get this game pre-release. But I mean, when the game is actually fully released and it becomes free to play, it will get a 10 out of 10 in terms of value for money, because it's literally going to be free. So overall, this game gets an average score of 5 out of 10. And I know a lot of you are going to think that's really harsh of me to say, but just to confirm, this is my review of the game in its pre-release state before it's even been fully released as a free-to-play game. I'm giving a brutally honest review of whether or not I think this game is worth buying right now. Based on my 5 out of 10 score, I personally don't really think the game is worth buying unless you're like a hardcore fan of these kinds of games. If you are a more casual player, for now, stick with games like Stardew Valley or The Sims or Animal Crossing or Planet Zoo or whatever until this game becomes free to play. I hope this video was useful. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.